This video isn't meant to be an in-depth guide to Cape Town. For that, I'll leave links to some amazing videos that you can watch that really give you a thorough impression of what to expect when you get to Cape Town. This video is meant to be a general mindset that I have every single day based on my experience here whilst traveling specifically alone. So for that, let's get on with the video. I've been in Cape Town for about 4.5 weeks now, and oftentimes a lot of the topic of conversation that we have amongst my friends is the safety of the area. So given I've been sick for about 2.5 weeks, I thought it'd be a good time to make this video. And I thought I'd come out here because I'm on Sea Point right now, and I just wanted to film the first little bit of this video here because I wanted to show you that there are places you can go to which are pretty safe. You're talking Sea Point, Green Point, Clifton and Camps Bay. Doesn't mean you should let your guard down, but there are places you can see that I would feel comfortable whacking out my phone. However, I do still want to go through a list of things that we talk about and hopefully give you some sort of advice or some things to consider when coming out to Cape Town, because it isn't all sunshine and roses and there are things to consider. So let's get on with it. I think the first thing to kick it off, which is a really interesting point that a friend of mine made, was understanding the psychology of the people that are committing the crimes, because I think that is a great place to start when thinking about how to sort of protect yourself or act sensibly. The political situation here and the poverty situation here it's not very straightforward, but ultimately I think, to put it quite simply, I think it comes down to desperation to live as opposed to joyriders in London. So let me be a bit more specific with that. Here, there's a lot of poverty, and there are people literally a few miles out from here living in what they call townships and little metal huts with no running water right on the outskirts of the city, sometimes even in the city. And these people are really struggling to live, and it's sad to see, but it is a fact of the matter. And they are stealing this stuff to survive. They're not stealing this stuff because they're bored, which is what I kind of say about London. People commit crimes because they're bored, not because they need to sell something to actually survive. So given that psychology, it's worth just appreciating that's the level at which people are committing crimes, causing harm to people and stealing things. They're looking for easy opportunities. Now, my first bit of advice is don't look fly. Don't look like your money with loads of jewelry. I often take my Apple Watch off. I'm not really taking my phone out. Obviously I am now. And of course, you know, if I need to check the directions on something, I'll whip it out. But I'm trying not to look flashy in what I wear and kind of how I behave. I think that's a really, really effective but simple rule to follow that will prevent a lot. And if you go by that rule, then you're already onto a good head start. I'll take this moment to say that I have met the most wonderful human beings I've ever met in Cape Town who just want to see good in the world. So there are great people here, just bear that in mind. I think the second bit of advice is being aware of the different areas that are considered safe and not safe. And generally you can get a sense of that when walking anywhere really. If it feels sketchy, just turn back around and go back the way you came. Don't go into any unknown areas alone or at night. Take Ubers. They're a lot cheaper here than what you would expect in bigger cities. So just take an Uber and get yourself home safely for a few dollars or a few extra pounds. Just to sneak in another one here as well is look confident. Don't look lost. Don't look like you're wondering or scared or anything like that. Walk with a straight back and a sense of purpose. I think the other one is slightly cheeky, but it's just utilizing people around you. If there's groups of people who look safe and trustworthy, then walk with those people. Like the other day when I went hiking, I walked behind a couple of hikers that seemed trustworthy, and that made our group look bigger then, you know. So it's just using the people around you to you know, strength in numbers, basically. And I think my final bit of advice, which kind of encapsulates everything we've spoken about, is just being aware of your surroundings pretty much all the time. It's not a nice thing to have to do, to constantly be looking over your shoulder, but it does become more habitual when you do it. It's a lifestyle that is less than ideal. There are many places, someone left a comment on my last video as like, no wonder there's muggings and stuff because of me carrying around my phone. That doesn't cause muggings. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's a lot deeper than that. So I think that wraps up everything. If you have any additional tips, put them down in the comments, but I wanted to try and keep it as simple as possible and not try and burden people with just too much information. I think those few simple rules really encapsulate how to stay safe when you're on your own in Cape Town. Sorry about the lack of vlog this week. Hopefully the next one's going to be epic because I've been recording it over the course of a few weeks. Stay safe and I'll see you in the next one.